bet you got some great stories.
A couple. Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
Black powder revolvers are solid, simple things. They don't have laser sights, and they only hold 6 shots. For all their limitations, they excel at putting men into early graves. It's the same with Call of Juarez Gunslinger. This Old West adventure isn't fancy or particularly innovative. Even though it aims low, can Gunslinger still hit the target?
By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had.
In the closing days of the Wild West, an old man walks into a saloon and starts telling his story in exchange for a few free drinks. He claims to be Silas Greaves, the bounty hunter of dime store novel fame. The tale he tells is one of vengeance and bloodshed. It's a short, almost blunt story told in comic book-inspired stills that does a serviceable job of putting the bloodshed in context.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
As you play through Silas's adventures, you'll find his memory isn't what it used to be, and he's more than willing to go back and change details as it suits him. If the game wants you to stay on a rooftop, you'll be stuck there until Silas remembers a ladder. You'll also play through the same scenario more than once as he struggles to remember what actually happened. It's an expedient, if contrived, way to direct progress through the game.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Once the lead starts flying, Gunslinger reveals itself to be a competent shooter. The guns yield the awesome heft and feel of what you'd associate with these black powdered beauties. Hold steady and aim down the sights when a careful shot is needed, or fire a fusillade from twin revolvers. Enemies go down with blood-spattering drama worthy of Gunslinger's cowboy pulp.
Those were his last words.
The gun selection packs punch despite low diversity with only a few kinds of pistols, along with a shotgun and rifle. It's enough to support different playstyles, long-range marksman, or close-up lead spitter. Dynamite can be thrown like grenades and even shot in midair for increased effect. Gatling guns make appearances at scripted points and end up functioning as standard turrets. The desperados you'll face off against aren't smart enough to flank or coordinate attacks, and at times it almost feels like a shooting gallery, except these targets shoot back. They'll take cover from concealed positions and take potshots, so expect to take a slug or two from an unknown and unseen assailant. While this fits with the life ain't fair theme of the West, it does get frustrating when you die unexpectedly and repeatedly. To help even the odds, Silas has a concentration ability. When you've killed enough men, you can slow time, highlight enemies, and even slide away from enemy shots. Likewise, Silas's sense of death skill can be used to dodge any would-be fatal bullet. You can see the shot that is about to slam into your head, and if you move in the correct direction, you'll live to see another day. It's not entirely skill-driven, so you'll just as often dodge in the wrong direction and feel even worse knowing you stepped in front of a bullet. Gunslinger has a simple skill progression system that turns kills into points that can be invested in one of 3 fighting styles, reflecting on the guns at hand with mundane upgrades. Although it's a no-frills system, it fits well with the short campaign and rapid pace of the game.
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Most chapters end with a face-off against some of the most famous and infamous gunslingers around in a high noon-style quick-draw contest. It requires focus, patience, and quick reflexes, but after surviving a few Mexican standoffs, the luster of this minigame diminishes. If you grow tired of fighting fair, you can draw first, though you'll sacrifice a perfect rating for the level.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right.
Silas's yarns play out over 6 or so hours. After that, you can play arcade mode, going through levels from the story, stringing together kills in an effort to earn a high score. Duel mode strips out the game's quick draw segments and lets you post your times to a leaderboard. Neither mode does a great job of extending the game, since both are so similar to what you experienced in the story. True West mode removes the HUD, so it's just you and your guns. Given the style and tone of the game, it feels like a natural way to play and gives players looking for a challenge a reason to revisit the story. This Gunslinger isn't fancy or high-tech. It excels where it matters most, with satisfying gunplay in a colorful Old West setting that's satisfying enough to have you forget or overlook the game's faults. If you're looking for a shooter that lets you spit fire into the hearts of your enemies, strap on the spurs and become a gunslinger yourself. Just don't expect any free drinks.
Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell.